All right, we're live. Sorry I'm out of shot. I am currently trying to pick a miniature to paint, or a bunch of miniatures to paint. I'm going for the more simple miniatures right now, whereas Paula is doing our more intricate ones because she is our master painter.
You should use that term loosely.
No, whatever. Everyone likes the miniatures you paint. Everyone. Like, we've played with a lot of people who have all praised your miniatures. Not that, like, I mean, I'm not saying you're, like, world class. Like, you're not, like, the best, but you're really good. Oh. You're better than the average painter, I'd say.
Yeah?
I think so. I'm not sucking
up.
up.
Well, this is the first time I've done a Dragonborn, so this is what, I don't know if you can, like, this is going to screw it up if I'm, like, out of focus or whatever
It should
here.
autofocus. Down a little more, and there you go. Up a little.
Okay, perfect. So, this is kind of what this guy looks like. So he's got this spear here. He's got this shield thing, right? And he's basically almost completely in like some kind of, I mean, you could say that, I mean, it's going to be a metal armor. It makes most sense, some sort of like plated armor. But I've never painted a Dragonborn before, like, so he's got like an open mouth and, you know, it's a little bit more animal-like. So, I just don't want to, like, screw it up.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
You know?
Yeah, I know. But you won't mess it up. So...
I appreciate your enthusiasm.
What? You won't mess it up.
You
don't want to let me down.
Only because I'll just keep painting it until it looks like something worked out correctly.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
I mean, it is my blue Dragonborn for our Tomb of Annihilation game.
Yeah, so I have to make it blue, too, which is, you know...
But you can mix some purplish in there.
Well, I was going to do...
Some other colors.
I was going to do the shield. I was thinking purple and gold.
Oh, lovely.
So I'm going to, you know, do... You can do, like, some silver armor for the rest of it.
Gotcha.
You know, and then... But not, like, super shiny silver. Just sort of, like, you know, like, duller metallic-y silver.
Okay.
And then I'll do the shield, like a richer, like a pinker purple. So purple, little bit of fuchsia in there. And then do all the accents on it. So we need to share this, you know that, right? Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
There's, like, literally no way I'm going to fill this up.
Well, I know that, but the way it was set up, I was oh, you want me to reach up here?
Yeah, no, and then I'll do, like, the edges of it. I'll do all that gold. And these little spike things sticking out, maybe I'll do that gold, too.
That works.
So, I mean, we'll kind of, like, see how it goes here.
So, this is our third time doing this.
Yes.
This little show thing that we're trying to do here. And I thought, normally we kind of come up with a topic and we just discuss it. So I was thinking we could talk about our Descent Into Avernus game that we just played.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
So tomorrow that will go live on YouTube. It's currently up right now here. But yeah, so first session, I killed you.
Yeah, my character died. Totally died. Sorry, I forgot which way the camera was. So yeah, my character died, and you know, it was really like mostly my fault. I mean, first of all, the module encounters are tough. Second part was totally my fault because, I mean, I just sort of kind of like, oh yeah, it's probably not going to be that hard. I'll just run up there and kill things. Yeah, it was hard as shit, so that didn't work out.
You swear a lot.
I don't mean to. They say intelligent people swear a lot.
Yeah. And a dumb person who swears a lot probably said that.
You know what? I'm just sticking with it.
Oh, that's your charger. Yeah, so first session. So I am not someone who likes to run modules, which I've discussed many times on YouTube, Twitch, all over the place. If I don't feel like I know something like the back of my hand with it, which I'm not up on all like the lore of Forgotten Realms and stuff. So I tend to lack confidence running modules. And it bothers me when I feel that way. Now, you can read it. And the problem is it'll have only so much in the module. There's things that aren't there. And I know you can improvise whatever you want.
Yep.
But it's hard for me to do that because I don't know how that affects the campaign as a whole. In a lot of instances, I don't know how that impacts a player's immersion. Do we have a good green in here? Like the green we used for those?
Oh, you know what? I don't think I brought out like a vivid green. I don't know why.
Do we have a red like this?
I mean, we have blue and we have yellow, so just make a green. You want me to make you?
Yeah, make me a green, Miss Art Major. Formerly Art Minor or something like that. Art Major, Art Minor.
Yeah, just make a...
I'll let you do it. I'm not good at color
You
mixing.
only really need like 5 colors.
I could do some red and make another one of the red lizard guys like this,
Yeah,
too.
just do that.
So maybe I'll do that. I'll try to replicate Brad from Devious Dungeon Denizens lizard mini that he sent me a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, that guy looks cool. You should do that.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm not very good at this, though. That's why you don't want me to paint the cool miniatures in there.
Well, I mean, I was just like a little worried,
So
that's all.
those 3. But see, my lizard guys came out cool last time.
Yeah, there were a couple struggle moments, though.
They came out really good, though. All right. Or I could just paint the knights over here. They're pretty simple, basic, silver, gray.
So,
maybe with some splashes of color.
I don't know if I'm, like, on this.
Here, let me adjust things.
I think we should, like, we
got it.
should
Don't worry
pull
about
this back.
No. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. Not yet.
Okay. So, do we think that Dragonborn's hands are also blue?
Their hands? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all their scales would
I
be.
feel like we should, okay. I just wanted to make sure we were all good with that. I didn't know if you were more of the opinion that they were like... I do think you should pull this back because I'm still just not gonna be on.
Yeah, just hang on. I gotta get this set up so we can see it.
Anyway, so Descent into Avernus.
There. Like that? That's how you wanted it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's as good as that'll get, probably.
Like that. There.
So, Descent into Avernus. So, I've read the first few chapters. Like, I've read up through you guys being like level 4 or whatever. And, it's pretty deadly. Like, the stuff you guys are in right now, you're in there, and it's deadly. Like, you guys have fought some stuff, and your beefiest tank has already dropped. So...
Hey, I was keeping him alive.
You were.
Like last session. So anyway, first session I died. So we start off the new session. I, introduced myself to the characters and stuff like that.
Yep.
And we are basically looking for a bunch of people who were murdered, right? So they're murdered in Baldur's Gate, and Zaj, the commander Zaj, gave us these tokens or whatever, we can go around and do crap in his name.
They're
something
badges,
like that.
copper
Yeah.
badges.
And we need to go kill the people associated with these like evil gods and stuff. And
Baldbane
yeah.
And Merkel.
Yeah.
Merkel.
And so we need to kill the people who are killing the other people, basically.
Yeah. Well, you've been given free reign to kill. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're going to do. Like, we are searching out to find the other people and just kill them. Like, I don't know that we are a very lenient group, nor do we allow people to talk to us long enough to keep them alive anyway.
Correct.
Probably.
And you guys are really loud and create a scene everywhere.
No, correction. Luke is very loud and creates
Who's Luke?
a scene everywhere. What's his character's name?
Bruto, but I always call him Bluto, like the big guy from Popeye the Sailor Man, I think. Okay, so Bruto basically just like, I mean, he's the equivalent of like walking into a dungeon and saying, "Hey guys, we're here. We would like to kill you. Could you please come out of hiding?" And, like, it's like, what does he expect? Like, one person's gonna walk out or something like that? No, like, your ass is gonna get us killed. Maybe. So, I mean... Like, I wonder what happens if we have a TPK later on. Like, I wonder how I would handle that. Because it's not like the new players would have all the exact same information and stuff from before. I don't know. Then you'd have to get creative. I feel like that makes modules even harder. Probably. It's all good, though. It's going to be fun. I don't know. We'll see if you guys make it through this dungeon. Anyway, so we get some information from Tarina. Yeah. I'm terrible with names in real life, and it's even worse in D&D, right? So Tarina says that they've noticed people coming in and out of a bathhouse, which is like, okay, the followers of the Dead 3. Yeah. Yeah. And like, so they're not walking around with these badges on because then they'd get killed. So like, how the fuck do you know they're coming in and out of the bathhouse? Like, it's intel. It's just like that seems suspicious in the first place. You know, like, yeah, we just know that they're coming in and out of the bathhouse. That's weird. Okay. Numero uno. She's a spy. She knows things. How dare you second guess Tarina's information? So, we go to the bathhouse, and we are going to figure out... Oh, she said there's a secret door in the bathhouse. So, like, she's got the goods on a bunch of information that basically she's just like, oh, yeah, people are dying and there's a secret door in the bathhouse. But, like, I'm just going to sit here and play my little Skull and Bones games, whatever. She's a spy. That's what spies do. They don't get dirty. Well, she's not really a spy anymore because Bruno was like, hey, aren't you the spy that we're supposed to talk to? Yes, in a tavern of drunks, yes. Like, this is the situation that we're in, you guys. Like, I literally said to Lee this morning, like, hey, do you think I could get a new cantrip? And it is just, like, silence, 15-foot radius, like, just on him. Like, it only works for him. I can only cast silence on him. It doesn't work for anything else or anybody else but him. And, you know, obviously he said no, but that's fine. Well, yeah. Because then I'm letting her just totally mess up the other player with no consequences. However, if you wanted to take silence, the actual spell, I'm sure we could figure that out. Yeah. Or maybe you'll magically find a wand of silence spells with no recharges. So you have to pick and choose when to use it. That would be the best way to handle it.
So we go into the bathhouse. So like here's the situation, right? So we have basically a naked dwarf. We have a tiefling. We have a drow. And then me walking into a bathhouse. Like, we are the most, like, non-subtle group of adventurers that has ever existed in the history of ever.
Oh, for sure.
Right? You know, I mean, and, like, I said, oh, yeah, you know, my character, I'm playing a bard. So I was like, yeah, you know, my character has this big elaborate hat. Like, you know, kind of, like, think loud outfits, right? Very... very stereotypical bard. So yeah, we are not very subtle at all.
Right. Not at all. I feel like it makes it hard for me because it's like I don't want to feel like, you know, I'm just coming in and killing you with everybody from the dungeon, but at the same time, I got to make it fair. Like it's got to be like how it is.
Yeah, so it's fine. We're gonna go into this bathhouse.
The knights first.
And, you know, we have no idea what we're gonna do. Right?
Right.
So we walk into this bathhouse and this dude approaches us and he's like, would you like a massage?
Yeah, he works there. Of course he's going to ask you if you want a massage.
So, yeah, of course I want a massage because a massage is in a different room, aka secret door area.
Oh, whatever. You would take the massage anyway.
No, but I mean, like, that's exactly what you're thinking when he's like, would you like a massage? Like, of course I would like to go into a separate room. You know, it's not going to be in the middle of, like... you know, giant bath area in the center of everybody where there's going to be some kind of secret door.
You don't think so?
No.
It could have been.
Seems really obvious. I mean, if I were designing a bathhouse with a secret door, I would put it in a separate, inconspicuous room.
You think so?
Yeah. So, anyway. So we go in there. The tiefling and the drow get in the water. Oh, crap. This is... like clogged or something.
Well, yeah, some of this paint's really old, and it's been kept in very extreme temperatures.
So
like last winter in a moving truck and.
Whoa. Yeah, but so it's just really the crappy paints that are gonna have an issue.
Maybe. I should have used that.
Anyway, so the tiefling and the drow, they get in the water.
Yep.
And then the barbarian and I are basically like, hey, we're gonna get a massage. So they, you know, very much like a typical massage, if you have ever gone to have one, they like leave you in the room to get changed / undressed, and they come back a little bit later.
Right, which was how I was trying to role play it out.
Right? So that makes sense. So when they leave, of course, the first thing you do is it's like, God, I'm going to try and make sure there's, you know, no secret door in this chamber or whatever, and there's nothing in my room that I notice. And so I'm just like, okay, fine, I guess I'm getting a massage, like whatever. But of course, the barbarian is in the room with the secret door, which is awesome because his solution is he's like, I'm gonna take my maul and I'm gonna knock it against the wall and to see if it's hollow behind it.
That was sound thinking. That was very smart.
A good idea, except maybe not do it with like your whole maul because these are like, it's a marble room. So like it's gonna echo like nobody's business, right?
Well, in general, it's a maul hitting stone. I mean, that would be loud. Right?
I mean,
I would think so.
Of course, the attendant comes running. Sorry, I was
Your
like,
character does
losing my
not know
voice.
this.
The attendant like comes running and is like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Language.
And walks in. I'm
You make
sorry.
me have to apply for the adult rating.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what the heck is going on? And walks in on him like discovering the secret door basically, but he had like just pulled it shut. So he's got no idea what she's seen and what she hasn't seen. And she's freaking out. So she barges into my room where I'm just trying
your
to
awesome massage.
get my massage.
Anyone who's tuning in now is thinking like something crazy is going on with massages.
Yeah, and I mean,
should we preface this with spoilers over and over again?
Oh.
For anyone who might play the module.
Well, I mean, if we're doing a recap of the game.
Sure.
You can't recap the game without spoiling something.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking we'd go that much into detail. It's okay.
I'm sorry. Am I doing too much?
Probably. I know there were some people who tuned out of the game early on because they're like, "Oh, I don't want spoilers for the game, though. Just wanted to come say hi."
Oh.
All right. So I got my first layer of paint down on the knights on one night. So we're good so far. I'm going to do them all like that, and then I'm going to start adding some detail after.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It'll work. It'll be fine.
He's like massively shiny.
Yeah, right now. I'll add a wash and stuff.
Silver.
Later. And everything gets darker once you do the wash anyway. Because they'll have a darker wash.
I feel I have different opinions about washes.
I know you don't paint like anybody else. We talked about this.
Which is like weird though, if people think that I know I'm like that I do something okay, but I have like
it's
totally
art.
Different.
But it's art. There's more than one way to do art.
Yeah, I know, but
including painting. Like painting especially.
It's just interesting that like everybody is always like if you post a miniature online, everybody's like, do more washes or you did too many washes. And like I'd never heard of this wash thing.
Well, that's because you don't paint minis.
Painting miniatures. Like this is not something you would like do in any sort of other scenario and not
dioramas and stuff maybe.
Yeah, but not even something that like I advise doing a lot of. That maybe that's
but you're
different.
not an art teacher. I know you took art classes.
No, but I mean neither is anybody else who's
they're
doing
replicating
tutorials.
No, but they're replicating proven methods that have worked for certain types of looks in this hobby. Right?
I mean, I suppose so. It's just like
it's kind of like when we were talking the other day about what's the advice every YouTuber gives DMs about running modules. Read the module.
And like
twice.
All of us were like, we don't do that.
Right. No, I don't think really a lot of people do that. So I give that advice. I wouldn't say it's crappy because it probably works really well, right? Because then you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
You read it once. So this is supposedly the advice. Read it once for enjoyment, just to get a general idea of everything. And this was more important in the past because they didn't summarize things well in modules, I think. But, so you do it once for enjoyment and just to get an idea, right? Then the second time you read it, you don't read the whole thing. You read what you're about to run, and that's how you kind of do it, right? That's what's been advised to people. So, but we all are like, who has time to do it that way, right? Especially YouTubers. Like us YouTubers, like we're always doing something. I mean, you got to think, we do a video, it's like an hour of filming per video, like, 2 to 5 hours to edit, depending on how patient you are with it. Like it, and then not to mention you got to do the graphics, you got to do all sorts of other things, whatever. And so I know not a lot of YouTubers are doing that, And so when we were talking about it, we're all like, yeah, none of us do that. And it was Luke, it was Nate, and then Paula and I. So
Yeah, so maybe Jake does it.
maybe, yeah. I don't know.
He
He wasn't here. He had left already.
He seems very thorough.
Yeah, probably.
No, when we said that, we were sitting in here, so I don't think he had left yet.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I think in any hobby, there's proven methods that work because of, what someone who's been amazing at it has done before. And everyone replicates it. It's no different than in any other hobby. It's basically replicating the tried and true methods that have been proven to work before. So, which the wash is what people do. And it looks good. It's an easy way for people who aren't very technically skilled to make something look better as well.
I know, but like, if they hadn't done that, would they have come up with something cooler?
I don't know.
That's always my thing, is that
the washes look good though.
I know, and I'm not saying that they're not useful. Like, I mean,
they bring out the detail.
I do it sometimes too, and at like a certain point, I'll use them, but none of this like do this type of wash and then follow it with this type and then this ratio and this ratio, and it's like, what's happening here? Like,
you're adding depth of detail.
I know, but like, we just, I don't know. Then it just gets to be like too much for me, where I'm like,
that I think is a patience thing though, don't you think?
No, I just don't think it looks as good as it could.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like it, like something that's gray is not always, like, from a distance, when you're looking at something and it's gray, it's not actually just gray. Like,
right. That's why they use different washes, though.
I know, but sometimes it's like yellow and brown, and it's not just gray. So if you paint one color and then you just put washes over top of it that are basically different ratios of water and black, which
No. Well, that's not right. They use different colors.
Okay.
Black is the go-to, but yes. That's, again, it's if you're just starting out, yeah, it's usually going to be like a black. It depends on what you're going for. But a lot of good people use washes of different colors. Like, you can buy washes that are a lot of different colors, because they actually sell washes as well.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah,
that's
they're really
like
watered
a
down.
Thing?
Yes,
People don't just like water down their
own, like, not only miniature painters, but people who paint models, they use the same stuff.
Pet rockish.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
No. So from what I've heard from people, it does look a lot better. Or it works better. It's easier to apply. It's easier to get it how you want it. Like, I don't know. I'm not a master painter. Like, it's just not me. But like, so the other thing that people do that I've seen, and I think some of them still use washes, but not as frequently, is airbrushing. So
that's a whole other thing.
Correct. But I think that's kind of the other thing that looks really good.
Well, of course, like, it's a totally different.
Yeah, I know, but that's the way to get the same effect without having to use washes. And you get even more detail and more control if you're good at it. But it's hard to be good at airbrushing, I feel. One, the tool is really important in that aspect. A crappy tool there and you are screwed.
So I've never tried airbrushing before.
You sell them at work, don't you?
I mean, we used to.
You should get into that.
I don't know if we still do. But that is something that I've had other people comment before when I'm like, I'm not 100% done with this, and maybe I'll post something somewhere, hey, what should I do? And that's when people say, oh, yeah, I did this and I got this, achieved this look via airbrush. And it's like, I don't have one. So that's all. That's as far as it goes. And it's like, so, you kind of have to.
Well, yeah.
Work with.
Right. We have mostly cheap paint. which it works fine. And even people who paint usually say it works fine.
We
like the cheap
do not have mostly cheap paint.
We have more of the cheap paint than we have of your good paint from art school.
Okay, well, most of the paint that you use is cheap paint.
Right. Well, I said what we have. I'm not saying what you use. I said what we own is mostly cheap paint. It's like the stuff you can get at like Meijer or Walmart for like $1 to $2. Like, and it works perfectly fine.
So I think
for painting miniatures.
Yeah, folk art retail is like $3 something, but that's fine.
Okay, I don't sell arts and craft supplies. That's what you used to do.
I
don't think it matters about the details.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of space like in the art world and in the craft world to go from like a deco art or like a folk art. I mean, you don't have there's not a lot between that and to go to like a golden or Liquitex paint or something like that, which is kind of like then you start to get more into like the art realm. There's not a ton that's in between there that's really popular. Like, I have some of this, like, that are the fluid acrylics from Deco Art. I have a couple of those.
I'm not even on camera.
I
didn't even notice.
Yeah. Pay attention.
It's okay.
It's all about me tonight anyway,
Yep.
It's fine.
Well, we're in your realm of painting. This is the power hour.
So the fluid acrylics are kind of like... I guess kind of like a half step in between, but there's not a ton that's in between there. So it's really difficult to kind of, like what's in between there. I mean, I could say like testers, but some people would argue that and disagree, and that's fine. Because they have different opinions about that type of...
Yeah.
Yeah, some people are really passionate about their...
Well, yeah.
People get really insulted and like...
There's the same thing in miniature painting. So I tried a while back when we lived over here in Grand Rapids the first time. When Brad sent me a bunch of miniatures, I tried to look at a bunch of tutorials on how to paint miniatures. And a lot of them were, I would say... I'm going to fix this camera a little. Let's just see if I can... There we go. That should work. Right? Yeah, that works. A lot of them were... I wouldn't say paint snobs, but they were very... Like, nope, you want the good Vallejo, this and that. And it's like, yeah, but that stuff's really expensive and it's a smaller bottle. But then, like, you would see other people who are using this type of paint that you can buy at Meijer for next to nothing. And they're getting really good results.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of difference. Plus, there is a consistency, like discrepancy between those. Like a lot of hobby paints tend to be thinner consistencies. So if tutorials...
And I know the painters like the thinner consistencies.
Right. So so the difference is... Can you make me a green? Yeah, hold on just a second. If you are watching a tutorial for a hobby paint that is like a Vallejo or a Testers, I can almost guarantee you that the pigmentation in that paint is probably really high. So if you're following that type of tutorial, but you have a craft style paint, that usually means that you're going to end up doing more layers because your layers are really watered down.
Right.
So it actually sort of like... makes it easier for you because it's harder to mess it up because does that make sense?
Not to me.
Because the pigmentation is really low. So the paint that you're putting down has a lower impact.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know why that would make it easier though. To me, none of that makes sense. I'm like, all right, I'm going to hit it all with one color. And then I'm going to slowly work in details. That's just how I do it. I'm like, boom. Like right now I'm doing a rat. It's all brown, which probably should be more gray, but I'll do brown as my base color. And then later on, I will just use gray to bring out some of the lines.
So it's not like my method is that different. I just don't do a ton of washes. I do them really early on.
But you also like vibrant colors.
I get out of it.
Right. You like
really
vibrant
quickly.
colors, and you don't like to... You don't want to darken it up usually. Like, so for example, like you did the Bard. It's a bluish armor.
It's turquoise.
Yeah. And it's got red hair. And you did dry brushing to bring out features more so than you used washes.
Yeah, I mean, so typically what I do is I go and I like color block out areas that have a lot of detail, and then I'll do like a darker wash over it, and then that's kind of it for washes. And it's like my base color is really dark, and then
I don't know. There's nothing dark on that one though.
Yeah, but I start out dark. You pick your darkest color, right? Like right now, your Dragonborn's head is pretty dark.
Right.
It's good. It's not going to end up that dark. Okay, so what am I doing? Green. What type of green?
I want it to be kind of like these.
Do you want?
Like
so
those.
Give me one of those guys.
Let's see. Okay, I'll give you one of each. Or just the snake one's fine. I didn't get that on there, did I? Okay, good. I almost wonder if I should go change to a different sweatshirt. Like my crappy one.
You gonna be that messy?
I am a messy person. I almost got my arm in it. So, what is your biggest pet peeve? Did we talk about this? I don't think we did. What is your biggest pet peeve as a DM when you are running games?
When I am running games, what is my biggest pet peeve? Like that players can do?
Sure.
Or, like...
Just in general, running game could be anything. It could be what players do. It could be what, I don't know. Yeah, probably just what players would do. What drives you nuts?
I hate it when one person... Hey, I'm looking for trapdoors. I rolled a 2. Oh, okay, now the next person in the party. Hey, I'm going to look for trapdoors. I rolled a 3.
We almost were doing that last night.
Oh, hey, now next person in the party. I looked for trapdoors. Nobody. No.
Right.
No, who all wants to look for trapdoor? Or who said that they were going to look for trapdoors? Like, you
and they
failed,
do it in every single room.
Fail. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty annoying.
And then it's like, no, dude, you already screwed it up. Like, it's already over.
Nobody knows what you rolled. Like, that's not a real thing in this world. Like,
Yeah, I mean, so that is probably my...
So how do you kibosh that? Do you tell him, hey, no, he already rolled it. You have no idea that he failed his roll?
No, usually I let them do it, and I just make them fail.
Oh, okay.
That's typically what I do.
You haven't been doing that in our Toon game.
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
Yeah, I tell them to roll, and then I tell them that they don't notice anything else.
Gotcha.
I mean, usually, like, you guys, like, overkill it.
Well, that's just the nature of our group.
Right?
I don't do that. I never follow up somebody else who failed with, I want to do it too. At least I don't think I've ever done that.
Like,
the only time I think I may have done that is when other players are like, well, maybe he should do it. So then
I understand if it makes sense. Like, oh, give me.
You rolled a 1, so you clearly weren't even paying attention. So maybe somebody else knew.
Like, give me a like religion check, and you ask like the fighter, and the fighter says, "Oh, well, yeah, they didn't do very well, but logically, perhaps the fighter would go, ask the cleric, like, hey, for advice, hey, what do you think?" Then that sort of like that I can kind of get behind.
Okay.
And you can go that route instead.
Interesting.
But then that's sort of like, I mean, that makes sense.
Okay. So, as a player, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Wait, so what's your biggest pet peeve?
As a DM?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one. That's probably one of them. I don't know. I think that one's the big one. Or when players just stare at you, waiting for you to hold their hand through everything. I don't like that. I can't stand that. I need proactive players in all my games. It doesn't matter what I'm running. Or I need to run a very railroaded adventure where I don't let them have a lot of choice. But don't tell me that you want a sandbox game and you want, things like that. Like, because I've played with people who are like, oh, I'm very immersive and I like sandboxes and blah, blah, blah. But then you get into the game and they take no initiative whatsoever to do anything. Like, they're waiting for all the NPCs in the bar to talk to them. They're waiting for the other players to do stuff. Do you know what I mean? The only other thing that really bothers me is when I have multiple players in a group that aren't aligned with what they want out of the game. So I've had players when I used to run at Grand Lan Adventures League, I had mostly players who just like combat. That was it. They just wanted to go mess stuff up. That was like their therapy for the week, was just kill stuff basically and just get crazy, right? Basically, I had serial killer players. Which, again, does not bother me. If that's the type of game everybody wants, then sure, I can run a game like that. Heck, that's probably the easiest game to run. Not a lot of thought goes into a game like that. Just give them stuff to kill. However, as the group grew, we got more people who wanted roleplay. And they wanted stuff other than combat. They wanted to negotiate their way through things. They wanted to puzzle solve. They wanted to explore game worlds, which you're limited in Adventures League. So it's not like I can go, okay, yeah, let's just go completely off the rails here. Or at least the way it used to be. I don't know how it is now. It sounds like the rules have changed quite a bit on what they allow and don't allow. But it was organized play, so you kind of got to follow the rules. So anyways, when those people joined the group, we had some controversy. Actually, it was shortly after I quit running the games that we had some major controversy. There was a girl there who got into it with one of the players there because she wanted a completely different game, and he was ruining her experience because everything she was trying to talk to, a fight broke out. So, now, one of the other things is she was kind of about the spotlight. She wanted to be in charge all the time. You know what I mean? She wanted to dictate the game. So again, you also had that problem. Whereas if you had more passive players who were open to more roleplay, it probably would have been fine. You know what I mean? So there were multiple reasons that wasn't working out. But I don't think other DMs handled it the same way I did. And so that's why I think it spiraled out of control shortly after I quit running games. Because I would sometimes just say, nope, I would say no. Like if she would start something sometimes because I knew I had to dictate the spotlight sharing a little bit in that game.
So, do you think you can use this green? It's not a vivid green because we don't have a yellow. That's very...
What about adding a white to it or something with that? No.
No, it's just going to make it lighter. But then you have your light here, you have a mid-tone, and then you have a dark here.
I can try. I'm going to go through it real quick.
How much paint do you use?
Look at all my lizards.
Oh. Sorry, you didn't tell me how many you had.
Yeah, I got a bunch. And I got a frog guy. Frog guy could be brown, though. I don't really care too much about that. Actually, that might work really well for the frog. Maybe I'll start on the frog.
So do the frog guy.
Yeah, because I don't have a lot of frog guys. And frogs are like one of my favorite monsters. The bullywugs, love them.
So that's your pet peeve.
I think trying to mesh styles is difficult.
I think so too. But I mean, usually it's like you try and head it off at the beginning with a, you know?
Yeah, but some, it's just going to be a problem no matter what you do.
Lining people up correctly and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, trying to find people that are going to mesh well up front can be difficult, especially if you don't know the people. If you know the people, it's a little easier.
But sometimes you still don't know how somebody's going to play.
Sure. I think I do a decent job of like filtering players though, up front. Like I try now to, like if I know certain players are more passive, I try to get a couple other players who are more outgoing. Or if I know that, you know, I've got a couple hack and slash people, I do not try to mesh non-hack and slashers with them. You know what I mean? It's just not what I do.
Gotcha.
Now I have, if I've got one person who's not, who is a hack and slasher, just say one, right? But not a disruptive one. Like, I just want to hit it. I try to surround them with role players because I think you can help open their eyes to a gaming experience. You know? Like, for example, before Provokers, I had started to dabble with that. Because I would say before that, I was totally just there to kill stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and even before that, I probably had started to change a little bit. But I used to be fine sitting down and playing a game where I killed stuff, got loot, leveled up, got more powerful. And I'm still okay with a game like that, but I still want people who are going to role play that out a little bit. If they don't, it's boring as hell.
So this is on a whole different topic, but do we feel like this guy has shorts on? I feel like he's got shorts.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Doesn't matter to me.
I also think his legs show in a couple areas.
I'm letting you have creative freedom as the master painter here.
Okay, anyway. So
no, it's okay. So I think it's good to try and help people evolve their tastes because you can, I think, make a bigger impact in their gaming by doing so. And rather than, like, there's a lot of people out there who say that, like, power gamers are ruining the hobby. But then there's people out there who are like, Critical Role is ruining the hobby because it's teaching people that you need to be a voice actor to play the game. And it's like, no, I think people are realistic enough, for the most part, to know that that is a certain skill set. You know, professional voice actors are going to be better at doing voices. Like, they're also probably going to be better storytellers because that's their job also during the day.
Yeah, but I do think,
it's a different aspect. It doesn't run people out of the hobby.
People do probably create an expectation.
Yes.
That everybody's going to play that way. So if they happen to play that way, I mean, people who play that way are more few and far between, in my experience.
In the past, I agree. More people now are coming to the hobby because of it, though. And it sounds like a lot of people get mad that their DM can't run a game like Matt Mercer and use the voices and things like that. That's considered the Matt Mercer effect.
I mean, I am not good at that.
Neither am I.
As as a DM and as a player, I mean, I try to have players that have, different personalities and act.
But if you played with an improv group, they'd probably be better at that too. At doing voices and acting a little more over the top and creating more memorable, funny experiences. Like,
I mean, I feel like I'd probably get better at it then too.
You would.
you know.
But people get mad that their DMs are not capable of running a game that way. Now, the thing is, though, there's people that think it's bad for the hobby, and it's not. They're still bringing more people to the hobby than they're bringing, and then those people are leaving. Like, besides, the people that are coming and expecting those experiences, say they leave because it's not what they expect, would they have come to the hobby in the first place? Would they have spent the money in the first place? Probably not. You know, like, and maybe they'll realize their expectations are ridiculous, because think about it. Who watches football and thinks, oh, that's how my son's going to play football in 7th grade? No, your son is not, Tom Brady or, whatever. That's just not the case.
No, I don't think that's that equivalent. I think it's more the equivalent of saying, oh, this coach sucks and they have no idea what they're doing and I could do a better job. That's more of an appropriate relationship, I think.
There's a lot of people like that too.
And there's a lot of people in that situation.
Like, I'm a huge sports fan. Huge. And I know I could not do what they do. Like, not in a million years. Like, it would take far too much, especially at my age and being as far behind as I am at my age. It would take way too much to learn to get up to speed on everything. And I don't have that kind of time. Or dedication. I mean, it could be done. I just,
so you know, the lighting in here is kind of difficult.
Yeah, you want me to turn on a light?
Yeah, I need a lot more light.
All right, I'll turn on some lights.
You're also, like, sitting in my light.
Here. Boom!
That's better already. Okay. Cool, because I was like, I'm pretty sure that you can see his legs behind this. But
hey, Paul's watching us. Calloused. What's up, bud? What do you say? Hugs? What? I can't read it from here. Too far away.
It says huge and then boom.
What's huge? But yeah, like, so I think that, like, Critical Role still helps the hobby. And obviously that's the case. I don't think in any way, shape, or form it's bad for the hobby. I don't think power gamers are bad for the hobby.
Thank you. I think
it's just a completely that. Well, you're coming around.
People are like really, they always are like hating on power gamers.
Yes, I know. People called me a power gamer, and just because I like to optimize things. But so a power gamer
He said, no idea. I jumped on the stream and something was huge.
I don't know. When I started doing videos and stuff, well, it took like 2 or 3 years before people started calling me a power gamer. I've always defended power gamers because when people would say someone is a power gamer, they would only refer to what they did mechanically, not the actual, what they mean is the problem of a power gamer. So the problem of a power gamer is...
I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Like, okay. I feel like he's obviously got shorts. I'm not sure what this miniature looks like once it's typically painted, but I feel like he's obviously got shorts on, which I feel like is sort of weird.
No. Well, what are you talking about? Show me.
Right here. Like, there's his legs, and these are obviously some kind of pant, right?
Yeah. That's what it looks like to me.
Okay,
but they can't wear boots. Look at their feet.
I know. I painted his feet blue.
I know.
First pass.
I know. So that's why.
Okay, so power gamers. Sorry, he's gonna have red shorts.
Red. Okay.
Somebody else is on that says hi, Lee and Paula.
Who's that?
N8.
Oh, Dwayne. Yeah.
Dwayne is.
He's the one that I've talked to you about before. We can talk later about it. He's been a regular for a long time. He's a good guy.
Hi.
When we were talking about Janelle's mom being sick, he's the one that I said might have some relatable things, but he doesn't talk about that stuff publicly.
Oh.
So I don't,
That's fine.
I don't want to put him on blast. But no, he's awesome. He watches a lot of my videos. He's given me some really good constructive feedback in the past, which I thoroughly appreciate. He's pretty active in my Discord. So all of that good stuff.
He says he needs a bigger screen. He is installing on Fire Stick.
Oh, okay, cool. I have never used one of those. Let me know how it goes, because we do not have cable TV, which is why I have not watched any football this year at all. None. Zero zilch. And football's already almost over. Awesome. Although I don't know if Fire Stick gets football, but I think it does. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, bad Dwayne guy.
What was I saying? Oh, power gamers. We were talking about power gamers. So the reason power gamers get a bad rep is because when people usually talk about it, the thing that comes up is the mechanical stuff they do. It's not the root of what the problem is with power gamers. The root of what the problem is with power gamers is they're usually far more powerful than other characters at the table. So it's hard to make a challenging encounter for them without penalizing the rest of the players. That's one of the big things. There's other big things that I've heard about too. All right, how am I going to do him? Sorry, let me look at my frog guy here. Oh, this is going to be hard.
Probably not.
Yes, it is.
You're like 7 miniatures in. Like
Yeah, but I've only done 2 colors. And those aren't done. Those are just like first coat down kind of thing. Anyways, so the continuation of the power gamer talk. So the other thing that people tend to complain about with that is that power gamers get mad if they don't get lots of loot to power up. They can be spotlight hogs because they're able to one man, dungeon crawl, like they don't need the rest of the party as much. So there's all these things that tend to be the problem with power gamers. Now, 5th edition has done a better job of balancing stuff out than previous editions. 3.5 had a lot of stuff that made it easier to power game. Pathfinder has a lot of stuff that makes it really easy to power game. Because they just have so many options that it's near impossible for the game designers to account for every combination and thing like that. You know what I mean? And so that's what I think the true problem is with power gamers. Those things are just disruptive players for other reasons, in my opinion. Because I've played very powerful. Like, I feel like in Tomb of Annihilation, I'm playing a pretty powerful character. The giant dragonborn you're painting right this moment, I was able to one-man dungeon crawl a couple dungeons. But I've made a decision to not do that for a while again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to abuse the game, do the same thing over and over again. I don't want to play on easy mode necessarily.
Right.
Whereas I know the other players in our game want me to, because they're more gamist than I am. But I do like to optimize my player or my characters.
I feel like people are making assumptions about how...
Well, it stems from real problems that some people have in their games, obviously. It's not like it's just, oh, I'm mad because of the idea of this. Like, every year is hearing the stories, people get mad about the idea of it. But originally, it all started because it was a legit problem some people were having.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in, groups, I don't know, people always just like rag on power gamers.
Well, they do. Well, they at least online and in blogs and stuff.
And so then it's like...
It's the cool thing to do.
You feel like you have to be like, I don't know. Like, I'm a closet power gamer. Like,
No.
It's like a secret society. Like, I don't want to tell anybody because...
No.
You know, and I feel like I am a power gamer,
Oh,
but it's
100%.
just more like I want
But not
to,
from the disruptive
I
sense.
want to optimize my character, right? If I'm making, you know, like I made a bard. Okay, I picked
come from gaming.
race that gave me a +2 on charisma, and I threw my highest stat, which was a 16, into my charisma because I want my charisma to be an 18 because I am a bard. Like, so.
Sure.
You
So-
know,
so
I
say
mean, so
you're-
it's more stuff like that versus, you know.
So I'm playing a Dragonborn cleric though. That gives me charisma bump because that's what one of the stats Dragonborn get. But charisma is not at all what my character is based around. I just thought having a Dragonborn who could breathe fire is cool. Like, I would play almost any class as a Dragonborn just because I think it's cool. Like, a Bard Dragonborn might be fun, might be kind of cool to play, in my opinion.
I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Right. So, but I try to come up with characters. Now, I do make optimal choices a lot of the times, but my concept isn't always optimal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I mean, I think.
And however you do it is your choice. I don't care what anyone else does.
I mean, I think that's what I like to do, and I want to make sure that I want to make sure that my character makes sense too. You know, so somebody said the true problem with power gamers is that they're never as good as me.
Who said that? Paul? Calloused?
Yes.
Calloused? Paul's the one who lives in Rockford.
Oh,
He invited me out to see his little setup. He's the one who was like helping me out with Zoom and stuff before. And I probably would not have gotten into Twitch as quickly as I did if it wasn't for him. So thank you to Paul. And he gave me the tips on the laptop. He actually found this laptop for the price and everything. So that was cool. So I told him today, I was like, I wouldn't mind getting a day job again. We were talking about that in Discord.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. All right. So how's it look so far? I'm going to do like a yellowish brown on the bottom.
Yeah, what you're going to do like a bone face? Yeah, I think that's cool. If you take this sort of like goldy yellow and there's sort of like, I'm
not a color mixer, you know this.
Really
do you want to mix it for me?
It's really fluid, but mix a little bit of it in there. It'd be a good bone color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Paul is playing the pirate in our Wednesday game.
Oh, super cool.
And he's an illusionist.
I've been wanting to play an illusionist, but I almost thought about it for my new character for a Descent game, but I didn't feel like that would be a good game to be like, I'm going to be an illusionist.
Yeah? Yeah,
just because, I feel like I need a better character. And even Luke was like, you guys, wait, what's your AC? When it was
Luke mixes meta with RP, it's fine.
When it was a 13 and Jake was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a 15, and he's like, what? Wait, what? And I'm like, dude, I think that everybody else has like an AC of like 12.
No, just you and Jake. You and Jake.
Yeah.
Nate's got like a 16 because he's got a high dex.
He's probably fine. But, the rest of us, like peons, like mine's 13. Oh, here that is. Yeah, mine's 13. And he was like, what? I can't believe that. And I'm like, well,
that's because you're trying to go against the trope of being a power gamer.
I only have light armor. Yeah, but see, the reason that it doesn't bother me, to have that low AC is because I had such good hit points. because I ended up rolling so good for that. And then I also decided, too, that with being a bard, I was going to be a support character.
You also knew you were going to die, so you're just lucky you didn't get through. You're lucky to get through the first session. Oh, whatever. You died last time. That's the thing. That's our running joke this campaign, is that you are going to die every session or every other session.
I'm not going to die.
That's the plan. Don't go against the plan.
I'm not going to die.
Actually, our next session... Is it our Wednesday session? Right now I'm blanking on my prep for it. I think it might start to get kind of lethal. Although, they're the ones who fought the Druid Lich, so I guess how much more lethal can that get, right? And they went because of Paul's character. Like, they were ready to run, and Paul's like, well, let's see how bad it really is. And then it was funny, because before that, he wanted to run from these other things that didn't seem as lethal. And so one of our players was like, you're very confusing. Because you want to run from some, but not these others. It was funny. Oh, I love it. Yeah, you, Paul. He knew. He rolled like an intelligence check to know that it was a Druid Lich. Like he knew exactly what they were going up against. And was all in. What do you say?
Somebody said that you showed them the Bard mini that I made.
Yes, it's up online. They liked it. Yeah. Paula's the painter in this house. I've been joking this whole stream that she is our master painter. So in this household.
I appreciate the fact that you guys liked it.
Yeah, I post stuff up in the Discord.
Because I'm not a super huge fan of how it turned out. It was a little, I don't know.
What do you dislike about it?
It just seemed, I think it was a little seemed a little predictable and pretty.
What do you mean predictable? No, if Luke made a bard, that is not what it would have looked like. If Nate made a bard... That's not what it would have looked like. If Jake made a bard, that's not what it would have looked like.
Somebody said give us a close-up of what you're working on. So...
She can.
Lee is painting these... He's got this guy that he has painted.
Twice.
Super silver. Is this going to focus? Will this focus?
Probably not. You got to put your hand behind it if you put it up close so that it focuses on your hand.
Yeah. Ooh. So it's super silver. I am not sure where he's going with this. So
that's armor. He's full plate armor.
He's got some of these little rat guys going on that he's trying to do. You
can send my frog.
He's got this frog guy that he started.
And now I'm starting lizards the same way.
It's all very special.
All single colors I've touched them with. That's it.
I'm working on this Dragonborn guy that I did. So far I've done the blue. I did some base colors in the armor. I'm trying to add in some of the brown leather straps and stuff.
You got to read the name too when you tell me somebody. I want to know who it is.
I'm sorry. I just
who
feel
was
like
the somebody?
I'm gonna N8.
Nate.
N.
N8 is Nate. I don't know who. Is that our Nate?
No, ENN.
Oh.
8.
Oh, I think you said 11.
I don't want to.
So that's Dwayne.
Yeah, I don't know.
There you go. Just know that N is Dwayne.
Is Dwayne, obviously.
Well, yeah, we've been talking about him.
I'm worried that I'm going to mispronounce somebody's.
I told you can join the Discord and you'll know who all these people are really quickly.
Yeah, that sounds like work.
It's not. It's just another piece of social media that's basically a chat room. It's really simple. You don't even have to be in there very often. We don't talk too... it's not like it's out of control like our Facebook chats. It's probably equal to the Facebook chats with family and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Our messengers.
Yeah.
It's like that, kind of. I would say.
Maybe I'll think about it.
Just join it. Everyone wants you to. Everyone talks about you. You come up in conversation
Why
all the
does
time.
everybody talk about me? Why would everybody be talking about me?
Because you bring the power gaming to the podcast. Okay.
People are
My
not
first quote
that
on that is good.
interested in power gamers.
Some people
Remember,
are. Fellow power gamers are.
We get a bad rap.
Fellow power gamers are fine with it. Let's see. Who else?
So, Dwayne asked. Dwayne?
Yeah.
Shoot. That's the ENN8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Calloused is Paul. You can call him Calloused.
Do you do dry brush and do washes? Okay, so we talked about this at the beginning, that I think my paint method is very different from other people's paint method, which is fine. So I usually do a base color, then I will do a handful of dark washes, and then I don't do any more. And then I lighten it up from there. But typically, my miniatures end up significantly lighter in color.
Because you dry brush.
And because I do dry brush on top. Than what other people do.
Well, other people usually do a bunch of washes and then they end with a highlighting dry brush. That's typically what they do.
No, I said typically my miniatures end up lighter in color. And I also didn't look this guy up before I started painting him, so I've kind of been having some issues where I realized that I painted his legs, like the scales on his legs. I thought that those were not his legs. And I just realized now that I thought part of his arms were armor, but we turned this light on a couple minutes ago, and now I'm looking at his arms, and it's like, that actually needs to be blue because that's actually his arms. So I do typically look them up.
Yeah, usually
prior to painting.
So you can see the detail.
So that I make sure I don't jack it up.
But that's because it's hard to see all the detail on some of these.
Yeah. Also, apparently you talk about me a lot.
What? Who says that?
And how awesome I am, Dwayne.
Who says that? No way. I would never say awesome things. Don't feed her ego. She's not allowed. Not allowed. We fighting.
There's no way I'm going to finish this guy tonight.
Well, duh. I didn't expect you to. What time is it?
It is 10:10.
What do you want to go to? 10:30?
I'll do a little bit longer.
So 10:30?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So we will be on here for another 20 minutes. Then we'll actually upload this video probably to YouTube too. Probably on Tuesday. We'll just call it Mini Painting with Paula. Power Gamer Paula. No, I'm just kidding. But, I mean, one of the things we're also going to try and do is we're trying to figure out how to set this up better for streaming painting in the future. Because we know right now you can't really see what we're painting unless we hold it up to the camera. But maybe we can get a camera that's like closer in or something. The camera we're using currently is sat on top of a couple boxes because it doesn't have like a screw hole underneath it, so you can mount it to like a fixture or something. So there's not a good place to put it at the moment. Whereas if I could attach it to something, I would, and it would just be like right here looking straight down at, probably what Paula's painting, because that's what you guys really want to see.
You make me like so nervous when you say stuff like that.
Why does that make you nervous?
Like, I feel like, oh gosh.
So, okay, Paula, who's the better painter?
I mean, I am, but...
Right, so what am I saying that adds pressure?
Because because it's like, oh, now people are going to expect me to do something good.
Well, no, I don't think they necessarily expect anything. They're just watching you do some cool stuff. Some people don't even, like, that'll watch, won't even ever pick up a brush and paint minis. Like, that's the other thing. So, there you go.
All of this is his arm. Damn it. Totally screwed that up.
What? Well, it's a good thing you weren't painting those wizards you wanted to paint. You would have messed that up.
Okay, no, the wizards I would not have made mistakes on.
Why are you making mistakes on mine? What? Who said what?
Paul says he expects a lot. Don't listen to you.
Yeah, Paul likes to heckle a little bit. It's great.
He has high expectations. Perfect.
Hey, I do too. And then patience runs out.
Yeah, I think that's your problem when it comes to painting.
Not miniatures as much. I don't think it's patience with miniature painting. Patience with like home repair stuff? Oh, 100%. I don't have that. But I am always looking for like the most efficient way to do it. So like that's why I'm batch painting. I'm doing all the green stuff on like 6 miniatures at once. And then the next color will probably be brown because they have lots of leather and stuff on them. So I'm going to make those brown. And I don't know. I like to paint things more neutral. Paula likes to use lots of vibrant colors and make it very unique and stand out, no matter what she's painting.
Yes, that is true.
Whereas I like stuff to look more like realistic, how it would probably be for survival in the wilderness. She would say, no, it's a lizard. Let's add some cool pinks. Let's make it like an exotic lizard or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I know. I was already thinking about those.
You could do 1 or 2 of them like that if you want.
You know, those harpy-looking things that you
Oh,
have
yeah.
in there?
Those are going to be demons in hell.
Those are going to be... So I need to get a new hot pink because my hot pink paint froze when we moved and it didn't thaw properly. But I'm going to do a hot pink and purple for the wings.
Do it.
So
you should. Maybe we should do this again this week. Maybe we should hop on in a couple days and just come out here and paint for like an hour or 2.
Okay. So Dwayne said less blue background. He doesn't like your blue background.
What blue background? The Michigan stuff?
No, like that. I think probably the overlay. The overlay.
Oh, it's probably hurting his eyes.
Blue, and he said so. It's really hard to see what we were doing. So fix it. For next time.
All right, we can fix that.
And
I told you. See, he gives me constructive
Paul
criticism.
says that his idea of home repair is to burn it down and rebuild.
I like his method.
Which
if I ever can afford that, I would do that at this house.
I need to show you how to add color to your night shield. I have tried to advise things in the past.
Like what?
When you've painted before. Where I'm like, hey, I wouldn't do it that way. And you're like, yeah, but that's like what it would look like.
What? Well, not necessarily. It depends on what we're talking about. My nights, if he's talking about my 3, all I did was just make them one color for now. I'm going to add colors and change it and whatever. I just wanted to get some colors down. That's all. Like if I played a game tomorrow, I feel like I could just use those. Now, they wouldn't be great, but I could still use them.
Oh, you mean if you just needed like a night character?
Yeah, or a couple guards or something real quick. I could use those right now. You know what I mean? Are they great? No. But they're usable. Whereas before, I could use them, but they looked even worse. But I only did the black thing so I could see the color or the details. And yeah, so anyways.
You only did the black thing.
Yeah, you know how there's black all over it because I watered it down like you had told me to pull out the detail just so you can see what to paint?
Oh, just because sometimes it's helpful to see.
Yeah. Right. All right, so he's cool for now.
This armor is sort of weird on his back.
Yeah. The other ones, there's other Dragonborn too that are like, they have like Tiamat symbols and stuff on the shield. It's really cool.
Oh, okay. So he said, I think the problem is that because the border is so big and the minis are small, that it's like
the focus.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
That makes sense.
I need to. It's hard for me. I'm still trying to figure out because I'm not like a graphic person necessarily. It's all like self-learning. I'm like, oh, I like blue, and then I was like, okay, that's basically what I did. And I know the fonts aren't anything special. I should probably use less creative fonts, more basic. So I'm still learning. Plus, I need to get the mouse working because I have a hard time using the touchpad when I'm trying to do stuff in Photoshop.
You need to change your touchpad settings.
I did. I made it less sensitive.
No, I mean, okay.
What?
And your touchpad is like hard for me to use. You don't have your setup so you can scroll or anything.
I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't like that stuff.
Oh.
I hate touchpads. I've always hated them.
Yeah, but maybe you'd like them better if you use them properly.
No, because I am not staring at it, and so sometimes I accidentally right click when I mean to left click and stuff like that. I just don't like touchpads. Stop. I'm old. Let me be old. Let me not evolve with technology, okay?
Yeah, it sounds like a massive personal problem.
It is. I said I do not like the touchpad. I didn't say anything about you. I would, if I had a good mouse, I would disable the touchpad altogether.
I mean, so I have to bring my computer to meetings a lot, and so I can't do that.
What?
Not use the touchpad.
Well, yeah. And I can use the touchpad. It's just hard for me to do like fine details. Like if I'm trying to trim something, I have a really hard time with the touchpad.
Oh, he posted a screenshot in Discord so you can see what it looks like from his perspective.
Oh, his coloring might be different on his stuff too.
Yeah, so you probably shouldn't really use a color, like a vibrant color.
Yeah.
if we're gonna like paint minis and stuff.
Probably not. I don't know. I didn't really think of it. I was just reusing our current one that we use when we normally talk. And all I did was add another window and removed the scheduling off the side.
I don't know what any of that means.
Did you ever see the layout before?
Nope.
Yes, you did. I sent it to you and you're like, oh, looks good. Looks good. Looks good, honey.
I just probably don't remember.
Probably. Hey, you admitted it for once. All right. That's a win, guys. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So Paula put up the Christmas stuff, except for the tree today.
So he actually does like the color blue.
Yeah.
And he likes the borders on it. Maybe it's just the ratio of
Gotcha.
everything.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I mean, we can see it. That's actually what we're watching now. We can see it up there, but our color settings might be a little different. I know some of the font, like for the social media stuff, is really small. And I know when I resized the window, it did make the border bigger. And so that could be a problem. I might need to redo that. Because I did try to make the windows bigger for this stream compared to our normal stream. Which I can even flip back to that here in a minute and kind of show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, I will definitely look into messing with it. I have no problem. I want to make a separate one for when we're doing these anyway, because I feel like there's a lot of negative space right now between the fact that we just have two windows. I might do more like a picture-in-picture kind of thing.
So you are allowed to decorate for Christmas anytime after Halloween.
No, you're not.
You are allowed to.
Who says that?
I do.
No. Are they agreeing with you?
Of course, everybody is agreeing with me right now.
No, they're not.
They are.
No.
Everybody says
They're insane.
Paula is right 100% of the time.
No, they're not.
That's exactly what they're saying.
No, they're not.
So, yeah, I mean, the kids want to decorate for Christmas.
Of course they do, because they want presents. But decorating early does not give them presents earlier.
I mean, but, like, what's the fun? Like, okay, so this is what I said to my mom, because my mom was like, you should not decorate for, Christmas until after Thanksgiving. And it's like, so what are
does she, like, feel strongly about that?
Yeah, so... I said, what are Thanksgiving decorations?
Leaves.
Yeah.
Gourds.
So my entire exterior of my house is currently decorated for Thanksgiving. You're welcome. Like,
yeah, but you got to get rid of that.
need-
You can't keep that up until Thanksgiving, or else you'll get, like, citations from the city.
Do you get citations for
don't know.
not cleaning up your leaves?
Probably, because then you pollute other people's yards with your leaves.
It's kind of bullshit though, because I guess it's like really bad for the environment to
What?
rake leaves and stuff.
Well, no, it's just harder for plants to grow, I thought.
No, it's anyway.
Yeah, let's not get all political here.
I wasn't getting political.
This
I was
Green
talking
Party.
about the environment, the world in which we live.
Yeah, that's a political thing.
I know.
Since when is that not bipartisan or partisan?
Okay, but it shouldn't be.
All right, let's not do this. Like, seriously now.
All of the social media icons could be grouped together under the small view window. Then there would be more room for a bigger screen. See, he has solutions for you.
Yes and no. The ratio would be off. Right now, I'm already cut off. Oh, you mean for the miniatures?
Yeah.
Yeah. True. I might just do it like more like a picture-in-picture thing. And I think I've got an idea on how to do that in my head. I was only playing with this like 20 minutes before we went live. And so I was very limited with what I did.
So it's not all, first of all, for clarification, it's not all the Christmas decorations. It is only one Christmas tree sized bag of decorations. So,
It's
I
the
mean,
end of the world, guys.
it's not everything. And there is only like 10 feet of artificial snow that I put up.
Celebrating this corporate holiday called Christmas.
You love it.
I do. I do love Christmas.
I mean,
It is the best holiday.
it's fine.
How did I get blue in there? That was weird.
Because how do you think
No, but it was like all blue.
Oh.
Like it wasn't green at all. It was blue. Like I got a flake of blue in there. Yeah, and I got blue there too. Where's that coming from? All right, so this guy's got some blue coming out of his knees and crotch.
It's
and
fine.
his armpit.
And nothing is one
He's sweating
color.
blue.
No animal is one
I
color.
understand that. I understand that. I get it. I get it. All right, I think I'm
This
good.
guy is getting like really dark.
Well, you're gonna bring out some lighter colors, aren't you?
I know, but I'm just saying, like I started his armor really dark too.
What time is it?
It's 10:30 almost.
10:30 almost.
10:25.
All right, 5 minutes, guys, and then you just have to deal with me on Discord.
This is your 5-minute warning.
5-minute warning. Yeah, pretty much.
I bet you I can throw some silver on him really quick.
And then tonight I'm going to download the game. Actually, you know what? I should try to take our game from last night, put it into the editor, and see if I can trim off some of that time. Oh, actually, you know what? I can do that in on YouTube, so I won't worry about it. But I'm going to start uploading it tonight. Get it over there onto YouTube so I can make it go live tomorrow after I make a thumbnail.
No, he lives in Vancouver.
Who's that? Oh, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in the great country Canada. What? What? Canada's awesome.
I know.
Oh, then why'd you snort or whatever the hell you did?
Well, they also are having some of their own political issues right now too.
Okay, so not to be a jerk.
Sorry.
But it was funny that for a year and a half, 2 years, I had a friend, not gonna say names, Jeremy Pillpaw from Black Magic Craft, who used to give me a hard time about how America voted for Trump or whatever. And he's like, Canada would never do such a thing because they're such a great country, right? And then they had a guy who was outwardly racist who won the popular vote, correct? Wasn't that what happened?
He did win the popular vote.
And yeah. So I just thought that was funny. That's all I'm saying. Because he gave me such a hard time.
Okay, well. I think that, from my understanding of Canadian politics, though, they have a little bit more, at least from the impression I get from our, U.S. news reporting sources.
Which are really good.
That they have a little bit more, maybe diversity and party representation.
Yeah, I don't know. I am just.
They have less of this two parties. They do have a stronger two-party system, but they do have other parties that are represented.
Why do we do this all the time? I don't want to talk about politics.
Nice. I'm sorry. So D&D, which is interesting because you know what? I don't ever want to play in D&D.
Politics.
They're laughing at us. Is a highly political, a highly political game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to run political games. I think DMing is hard. Can I just say that? DMing is hard. There's my PSA for tonight.
That's how you really feel.
That is how I feel lately. DMing is just hard. I like it because I'm a control freak, as most DMs are. But it's hard. I need to figure it out. I feel like I'm always learning. And I feel like
I want to make Trump as a D&D character.
It's not hard.
Here. I have some orange paint for your mini.
If you painted that orange, I'd be so mad. So mad.
No, for his Trump mini.
Oh, okay. You can probably make it on Hero Forge. So
please do it.
No, please don't. Why? No, please don't.
Do it.
No.
If you recounted every Canadian national election from the last 50 years, ignoring the west half of the country, the election results wouldn't change. We need electoral reform. Oh gosh, yeah, dude, I getcha.
And I think we need that in America too.
Also. And we're still being laughed at. It's fine.
So DMing is hard, and I feel like I was better at it a few years ago than I am right now. Honestly. I feel like when we lived over here the first time, I was far better at DMing than I am lately. Is that weird that I feel that way? I feel like I'm regressing.
I think
There's truth to that.
No. I actually think the opposite. I think that maybe you're a little bit more well versed in what other people do now, and so you're just comparing yourself a little bit more.
Oh, maybe.
So they do say there is people who there's sort of a level of confidence versus your interpretation of your ability to do something. So when you're not good at something, when you're on the poor spectrum of your ability or your skill set of something, typically you perceive yourself as being better than what you actually are, versus as you get better at something and you learn more about something, you actually feel as though you are worse at something simply because you have more exposure to people who know more and who are better than you are.
Gotcha.
But anyway.
So my games now are more enjoyable than they were a few years ago.
Maybe. So if Garrick dies, he's making Donald J. Drumpf as his next character. And
can I kill that one quick?
DMing melts my mind. No, you can't.
Yeah, I will totally kill the Donald Trump character.
I assume he's going to be a really weak character.
He's going to be the bigliest character that there ever was. See, here we go again.
So what class would he be?
Bard.
A bard, right?
Yeah, with the gift of gab and charisma of a 20. And an intelligence of a 6. Like, you can't give him intelligence or a wisdom higher than a 6. It's not possible. It's not accurate otherwise. And then you just have to repeat the same talking points over and over again, whether they're factual or not, so that somebody believes you eventually.
And
that's how you persuade people. You would have a high persuasion, but on your first roll, you're at disadvantage. At every subsequent roll after that, you get bardic inspiration for yourself, and it gets better and better and better. But you have to be careful, because the Woken are immune to it.
I can bardically inspire myself.
Yup.
The Woken are immune?
Yeah, they're immune to his persuasion. That's the character.
Yep, sounds about right. Don't forget minions.
Lots of minions. They wear red caps. Their intelligence is even lower than that. Some of them are lucky to have all their teeth. Very lucky. Yeah, you know. They all have firearms, which in D&D is very rare. But that powder, man. Fire powder is amazing. You know I'm like alienating half my viewers by doing that.
I mean, it's fine.
It's not fine. I'm friends with red hats.
Yeah, I know.
Friends with people on all sides. I don't agree with them, but I am friends with them. Look, I might be friends with flat earthers. Okay? Let me just put that out there. There might be flat earthers who watch my stuff. Okay? And
so you need a pile of sleazy minions. And 45 isn't a PC. He's a BBEG.
Big bad evil guy.
Oh, okay.
Thought you know more about D&D than me. She's been playing D&D specifically longer than me. And she's played more editions of D&D than me.
It's true. But then the problem is that sometimes you get them all stuck together in your head. And you're like, I don't know what edition that was from. Especially when it comes to...
But that's because you were more casual with it all.
Like monsters and stuff like that. Well, you know what? We didn't have like Discord groups in high school that were...
No, you had AOL Instant Messenger and you had Yahoo chat rooms.
I know, but I'm just saying you didn't learn as much from other people. Like, I didn't watch other people play D&D.
Yahoo chat rooms were the jam in high school. And that would have been your middle school. Yep, because you had voice chat and everything. So you could actually, like, get people... You know, I wish I would have tried to play D&D that way back in the day.
Nothing more American than making fun of the president. It's not my fault. This one makes it so easy.
Yeah, I didn't even dislike Trump this much. Or Bush this much. Actually, I didn't really dislike Bush. I thought he was dumb, but I was young,
I mean,
so I didn't really watch the news then either.
He wasn't like, he just didn't sound very smart.
Correct. He's not book smart, but he said a lot of things incorrectly.
Yeah, he's not actually like
he's from Texas.
Stupid person. He just, you know, he would never pretend to know about things that he didn't know about.
I don't think a lot of presidents have before. I just think it's funny when like they will recite things about Reagan, and then all the stuff that Trump does is not like anything Reagan stood for. Like,
well, I don't think the Republican Party now is the party of Reagan anymore. I mean, that's reality.
No.
Good. I'm glad other people mix up editions too, because it does get confusing.
No.
Yeah, especially when you talk about like monsters and stuff like that. So this is probably...
Wait, you mean like the same monsters are in each edition?
See, look at... I got a lot of his armor just like getting
That's cool
there.
so far. You just got to come back out and paint tomorrow.
Like the armor on his... So this is as far as I've gotten. Can you see that? It's kind of blurry.
You hold it back a little bit more?
His armor up here.
It's because it's focusing on the front of your hand.
Put
it more in your palm. More in your palm.
I don't know what to do. Is that better? I don't know.
No, it's blurry.
Sorry, his armor up here is starting to get kind of like to the point where maybe it'll be okay-ish for a little bit.
I'm finishing this staff and then I will end our stream. And then I will send you the invite once again to Discord so you can talk to these wonderful people.
What do I have to do?
Nothing. You just have a screen name and that's it. And then you come in every once in a while. And you say hello and then that's it. And maybe join in our conversations. We talk about all sorts of stuff. I tend to rant lately about stuff going on in our house. Everyone knows everything wrong in our household. Like the plumbing thing, the heating thing, the lead thing. What else? What else do we have?
It's basically like
your migraine thing.
Cascade. Yeah, but the migraine things got mostly resolved.
Yes.
Oh, they want a couple stills.
Still shot? Oh yeah, I'll take pictures.
Afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
They're not done. For clarification, not finished or complete. You know. But the migraines are mostly resolved, so that's cool. Oh, it
wasn't even charging for some reason? What?
No, I have it plugged in.
Yeah, I'll show you guys pictures of mine. I will take the pictures right this moment. Like, because mine is the good stuff.
Totally screwed that up. Fuck. Sorry.
Well, that one might have been quiet enough they might not have heard it.
Gee darn. Here.
Oh no, it was perfect.
That's what he looks like so far.
All right, I will crop them so you can see them a little better. At least the Dragonborn. And then I will put it up there. In the Discord, in the tabletop gaming section. Let's see. Edit. Crop. Do you want to do this again tomorrow? We can do it tomorrow. Or you think?
Maybe it depends on how tired I am. Okay, so how did I resolve migraine issues? Okay, so I have always been really, really light sensitive. Like I could wear sunglasses inside almost 100% of the time anywhere I go. So that was one thing I mentioned to the doctor while I was there. She suggested going to the eye doctor, and I've been to an eye doctor. I have great vision, and asking about tinted lenses. And so I've had chronic headaches since I was 18. And at the point in which he made me go to the doctor, I had had the same headache for like 4 weeks. And I was getting 2 migraines a week.
It was more than that.
And so, anyway, so went to the eye doctor. I got these glasses. They're called blue tech lenses. And they're sort of, which also kind of makes it a little difficult painting minis, is that they kind of have a slight yellow tint to them when you look at them. And if you're under fluorescent lights, there's sort of like a little bit of like a sort of reddish yellow or like a brownish yellow kind of tint to it. Anyway, and so the first week I wore them, I had 1 migraine, no headaches. The next week I had no headaches. I still had 1 migraine, and now I've had an entire week with no headaches, no migraines. And I have to wear them. I don't have to wear them all the time, but I have to wear them if I'm under fluorescent lights or sitting behind a computer. You know, I work on a computer all day. I do I'm like an analyst, so like it's like business strategy and project management type of stuff. And so I'm behind a computer all day, so anytime I'm basically at work, I have them on, and then I have them on right now because we have like the lights on and stuff like that. And that seems to have resolved the issue. It does make me more tired because blue light keeps you up a lot. So I've noticed I'm a lot sleepier. But
And she snores like a racehorse.
do not shut your mouth.
It's not that bad, but she does have a slight snore.
Oh yeah. So sleep apnea gave Paul terrible migraines. Oh, that would do it if you're not getting enough sleep. I mean, that would, and when I
you weren't getting enough sleep, but you had a baby.
When I went to the doctor about migraines, I mean, she said they can be like literally hundreds of different things. So I had, 5 different full panel blood tests done, which all came back normal. She asked about sleep. She said the next thing after that is to do an entire food diary if this didn't work. So, I don't know, for what it's worth. Yes. So the change in like color in the lenses, it makes a world of difference. And there's different kinds too. Some of them have coatings on them. Like there was an option to get one with a coating, which when people look at you, it has like a purple shine to it. But she said these ones filter out more because it's the same throughout the whole lens, but then they're kind of yellow. So, I mean, it's a little weird. The only time it causes me an issue at work, really, is because sometimes I will design like data visualizations, and I have a tendency to pick vibrant colors, of course, and it's too vibrant or something like that. So I have to remember to just tone it down just a little bit more at work, but
yeah, I'd say so.
Anyway.
But she likes vibrant colors.
Yeah.
That's her thing.
General.
Let me see him now. Is he dry pretty much?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've just started to
I think it looks cool. I think the shorts you could have done a more vibrant color.
Well, I went
like
through,
a little bit lighter or something.
I went through and started to highlight the armor, and so I need to go through, and I'm gonna make his shorts brighter red. Is what I think I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine.
But I wasn't sure exactly what colors I was gonna do, and then I still am gonna do the purple and gold on the shield.
I think he's cool. I posted him in the Discord.
Yes, I have heard that aspartame gives people a lot of headaches. So, yeah, so that is one thing that when the doctor gave me a list of like food triggers and there were a bunch of things on it, I think the only thing that I was like, oh dang, I do put like sweet and low in my coffee at work. That was on the list of triggers, but that was a big one that was up at the top. And that was something that it was like, okay, I do repetitively do that. And I do also, to your point, I do take my glasses off sometimes to look at things. But I've noticed that once I've had them on for a long time, if I take them off, like the end of the day at work, and then I look at the computer, it feels very, very bright. So it kind of messes with you too a little bit, but anyway.
Okay.
Good stuff.
So I'm gonna end the stream. If she wants to talk about this, she can take it to off-topic Discord, and you guys can talk about her glasses and stuff. Because we need to get her in there talking to you guys. It needs to happen. The people want to talk to you.
The people.
Yeah, the people.
people
Don't you want to make your people happy? So I'm gonna.
All of my millions of fans.
Well, you're 60 on Twitter that you've never used.
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah, well, you have like 60 on Twitter as well.
Oh, okay, do I?
Yeah.
I
So,
have followers on Twitter that I've never tweeted.
Yeah, because I've used it for you.
Oh. Okay.
So here's our typical overlay. So I don't know if that's as hard on the eyes, but that is it right there for you guys. Yeah, we had like 4 people watching. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys next time. And we'll see you in our Discord.